Good morning. Happy November 1st. Happy Halloween hangover day. I think that's what the kids are going to have when they come in today. I didn't stay up super late on purpose. My daughter went to a bonfire last night and she got back around 10. But then she had the smoky smell in her hair and stuff, so she took a shower and all that stuff. So that probably did keep me up a little bit later. Plus, yesterday's vlog was super long. It was over an hour. I must have talked a lot. So I apologize for those of you that don't like longer ones. Mine tend to be long because I just tell you everything. So I like to chunk those kind of videos up and watch them in pieces just because, you know, most people don't have time to sit there for an hour and watch somebody. So that's what I do. I thought I'd show you my outfit real quick because the kids will be here pretty soon. Got about 8 minutes before they come. This is one of my favorite outfits to wear because it's just very comfortable and just makes me feel warm and fuzzy and fall-ish. So I've got this flannel on that came from Maurice's a few years back. None of my stuff is super new because I didn't go shopping the last few years because of my foot. Then I've got this kind of lacy, I think they call it a burnout tee, but it's a long sleeve from Maurice's. It's black. And then some black leggings with some little like rivet things on the sides. And then my tall over the knee black boots. And I've got my pineapple bracelet under here just because I know it's there. It's not even going to show. And this really cool watch from Maurice's that I got a few years ago. And it came with some bracelets, but they're kind of sparkly, so I didn't wear them. And then these little earrings you can see from Maurice's. Really cute. And this ring from Maurice's. Okay, so I'll back up and see if you can see what I've got on without running over a desk or something. So, see, I just got black leggings and black boots. The boots go to here. They're very comfortable. The boots are from Cato. I've worn these one other time. And there's the rivets I was talking about on the sides of my pants and the leggings. So, just super comfortable. And if I get too hot, I can take this off. But I don't see that happening because it's only a high of like 59 today. I'll check back with you later as the day unfolds.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, well, you have to have them touching. Hello, it's lunchtime, and I'm going to make a PB&J to go with my little tiny bit of nothing soup. Oh my goodness. So, the making a 10 to subtract lesson was not good. I'm just going to put that out there like that. It blew their minds, and not in a good way. They were all like, what? They didn't even know what to write down on their paper. It was that bad. I used objects. I used different explanations. It just was not happening. So I said, okay, status of the class. Every kid, every single kid, even my high kids were like, oh, okay. So I said, I think it's time to stop for the day and let our brains have a break and do something different with our math. So we're just going to work on this tomorrow too. And Go Math does give you leeway to have the lessons extend more than one day. So that's good. Now if our pacing would stay that way, that would be good too. My sandwich is really, the bread is soggy on one side. I don't know why that is. Okay, where's Lid? There's Lid. Some of the kids are super, super, like, hyped and squirrely. And it's just not conducive to good learning today. So I'm sure part of that affected our math. I mean, I'm sure it did. It had to. Because some kids were really tired and some kids were, like, super hyped up. However, it doesn't mean they can act like little yay babies when we're trying to learn. So I just, one boy I had to send out of the room. I said, friend, I can't talk over you. You shouldn't be talking. I've asked you nicely to stop. You haven't stopped. It is time to leave. Grab your things. We're going next door. And he was like, but I said, no, we're not going to discuss it any further. I've already had all the conversation I should have had with you about this situation. And now it is over and time is up. So he shuffled off to another classroom to think about stuff. I set him in the other classroom with his math book, and I said, I would like you to look at the math page while you are thinking about how you are going to be at a level 0 so you can listen to me when you come back. I will come check on you in a little bit, but right now you need to just breathe and think about how you are going to be more respectful and have self-control when I come back to talk to you. Okay? Okay. I come back to talk to him. He has opened his math book, flipped it to some whatever random page and started doing math in it. Like halfway through the next chapter, I said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Did I ask you to do anything with your math book?" "No." I said, "Then why would you just open up your math book to some random page and start writing things on it?" So now, friend, when you come back in our classroom, you're going to need to get a big eraser and erase all of that, because we haven't even done that yet. I don't know what he was thinking. Like, imagine he was bored. Well, I kind of wanted him to be bored. My hair is just not happening today. It's very, very humid today and rainy and drizzly and grody. So I'm sure that's why my hair is not cooperating with this. And my nose is all of a sudden running. Really bad, not good. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm sure he was bored. Kids don't know how to be bored anymore is the problem. They don't know how to be bored and use their time effectively and wisely. They're just so used to being entertained that they have no skills to cope with not having something entertaining them at all times of the day. When I was a kid, I had so much time where I had to come up with something creative to fill my time. These kids don't know how to do that, so many of them. And that's why they can't focus on just normal people like me who don't have special effects and CGI animation and all that hoopla to put on a show every day, because I just can't. I try to make it as fun as I can, but I can't compete with video games and things like that. So it's a losing battle right there. So we had to talk about following directions and listening, as well as being respectful and having self-control for that little boy. Yeah. Well, after the epic failure of the lesson, because it just was hitting a wall. We just hit a wall, and all my math things I was throwing out just went like not a single child. I'm not even kidding. Not a single child in my classroom of 19, because one was gone. Not a single child understood what I was talking about. Nobody. And I came at it from different ways. I said, "Oh, why don't we look at it like this? How does this make sense?" And then I went, "Okay, let's break it down into steps. Let's see where we're losing ourselves. Let's see where it's getting confusing or too confusing. Okay, we have this. Everybody there?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, we're good here. Let's go down to the next thing that we did. What about this?" And they're like, and about half of them were like, "Yeah, we get that part." And the other people were like, "I don't know where you did there." I'm like, "Okay, now we have a starting point for tomorrow." Gonna break out these again. These little dudes. They have been my saving grace when we're making 10 to do whatever we're doing. And I'm going to get, one of the little boys for the Halloween party had brought those little snack size bags of Skittles. And we had a treat cup for my mom for every kid. We had a treat bag for every kid. And we had cupcakes and cookie and the red, some kind of soda thing that they had. Plus the fruit snacks that were in the thing I gave them. Plus they had marshmallows. And I think that was all the food stuff. And I'm like, "Hey friend, can we save the Skittles for another day?" Oh, this is going to drive me crazy. There. I'm just going to be that way. And he goes, "Sure, okay." And I know he was disappointed. And I said, "But you know what? That means we'll have like something special like tomorrow or the next day too. And that'd be cool." Because I knew they were going to get a crap ton of candy when they went trick-or-treating. So today when I said, "Okay, we're going to stop our lesson today because all of our minds are blown. Gone. We can't do any more of this. It's confusing and we're just not getting any closer to understanding it. So we're just going to stop and we're going to do a math game that they know how to do." It was an addition math game. They could totally do that part. And then, we'll come back to this tomorrow. Hopefully they will get some rest tonight. Hopefully they won't eat a pound of candy. Hopefully they'll stay home and relax. I won't have any homework for them because we're starting new reading groups today. You're never bored as a teacher. Sometimes you wish you were, but you never are. Never, because there's always something else to do. Okay, so we're going to use those Skittles for our math tomorrow. Oh, this hair. My hair does not like humid weather. Yeah. I'm going to eat my little chicken and dumplings that I have here. They're like little, I don't know if you can see that. Little
carbohydrate globs. Sounds good to me. Finish drinking the rest of my iced coffee. Grab some water out of my fridge. Possibly I might be making myself a toffee cappuccino later because I think I need it to make it through the rest of the day. Honestly, the rest of the day is easy. Like if I can, the mornings are rough because it's just like go, 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 go. And then, okay, now I need time to chill. The afternoon is all literacy stuff and science. So I kind of look forward to that. Not just because it's the end of the day, but because it's just a slower pace. I feel that we can actually do things in those times. I feel like math is like push, 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 push because there's so much to get through in that time span. So the mornings are just wackadoodles. And we go to specials at 10:30 every day. So my hairy time is from 8:15 to 10:30. And then from 10:30 on, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. So today we're going to start personal narratives, which will be really cool. Kids can write about themselves. Oh yeah. The trick in teaching how to write a personal narrative is, well, or any writing really for kids, is to narrow down what you're talking about. Like, have you decided to write about your dog? Okay, great. Let's think one thing about your dog that you want to talk about. Do you want to talk about when you first got your dog? Do you want to talk about taking your dog for a walk? Maybe a day at the park with your dog, something like that. And then having them stick to the topic. Of course, that's probably a theme all the way through school. I bet you probably have trouble with that in high school even. You high school English teachers, like Real Rap with the Reynolds CJ and EJ Kafooples in Kafoople Land, you can let me know if that continues to be an issue with some students not being able to stay with the topic. But in first grade, that's just how they think. They're like, I have a dog. I took him for a walk on a leash. I like French fries. I love my mom and dad. Awesome. Let's write a different story with that in it. Yeah. How do those things go together? Let's make them go together. Like it should be like if you're reading a book, would you read all of that in one story? Probably not. It would probably be tied together somehow. Like maybe you took your dog to McDonald's with your mom and dad and gave your dog French fries. That would tie together. But you liking French fries and taking your dog for a walk don't really go together. But it's really hard for them to put all that together. So the personal narrative challenge is to have them pick a small moment, a small life moment, their favorite birthday party, losing their first tooth, getting a baby brother or sister, learning to ride their bicycle for the first time, falling down and scraping their knee, whatever, just one special moment and just writing about that special moment. Not all the other ones, not every birthday you've ever had, not every Christmas you've ever had, but one moment and just telling about that moment. So that's the challenge. So I'm going to try to, it is like, I have 5 minutes. Well, actually I have like 3 minutes because I got to get upstairs to get my kids. So about 3 minutes to slurp down my soup, and I probably would just look at my sandwich. It's a little damp on top anyway, because I guess in the bag it kind of got humid. But it was weird. One side of the bread was harder. The other side was really like almost gooey. So I'm just going to let it sit on my desk and air out a little bit while I eat my soup. And maybe I'll take a few bites and then I can have something during recess today. I will most likely come back and chat with you a little more during recess time. Maybe I will have made some progress by then, because I still need to put my book order notes on my book order forms that are not separated. I pull the staples out. I did kind of figure out what I'm doing for intervention time next week, because I didn't get to everything this week since we had craziness yesterday and a little bit of craziness today. So I'm going to go eat my soup and I'll hop on later. I'm about to go pick up my kids from recess, and when they come back, we're going to learn a little bit about how the sun's position changes in the sky over time. Then another time we're going to learn about the moon and the phases of the moon, and another time we'll learn about stars in the sky and how the position of all these things changes depending on what time of day it is and what time of year it is. So that ought to be interesting. And their assessment for this unit is to make a project that shows how one of those things changes over time. So that ought to be kind of cool. I think I'll just probably give them a big piece of white paper and they can just make a picture, because I think that would be the easiest way for all of them to do. Even I, the stick person drawer, can draw a sun, a moon, and stars. So I'm thinking that they can probably do the same. I think that'll be a fair assessment for everyone. Some people are being all fancy and using iPads and stuff, but with only 8 iPads and having a very limited amount of time to do these things, I don't see that being a project that we do on an iPad at this point in first grade this year, but maybe in the future, maybe the near future, I will try that, but not right now. So I'm going to go pick them up and I'll let you know how it goes. Well, I can say I survived the crazy day. all the kids are in their dismissal spots, and I'm just getting ready to print my newsletter. I've got all of my book order things ready to go tomorrow. I've got them all. They'll look like this. If I can find one that's done. I had one extra one. Let me find it. Looks like this. It's got 3 different catalogs in it. One of them is just a holiday thing, and then there's a Seesaw and a Lucky, which the Seesaw is like kindergarten, 1st grade, and Lucky is like 2nd and 3rd grade. So I'm going to look at this one and figure out what I might like to get for our classroom and for me. And then the extra ones, I just keep them until I know that a kid hasn't lost theirs or something. So that's why I have this pile of junk on my desk here. I'm trying to move it around a little. There. I've got my conference things ready to turn in if I ever get the rest of them sent back to me. Even though I send a note home, I email the parents and say, I'm sending this home with your child. Please sign this one and return it. They just don't always listen, so we'll see. Come on, newsletter. I'm trying to get to open. There it is. Making sure. I totally forgot in the last newsletter that I said I was going to talk about spiders this week. So I should probably do that at least once. So I have spider resources. So I can definitely print something out just for tomorrow and throw it in for like 5 minutes. Because we don't need to like study spiders necessarily. Like one book would probably tell us everything we'd ever need to know about spiders and more. There's probably a really cool reading A to Z book that I could just project. Might do that. We got this weird little wispy thing going on here. And I'm just going to leave it because it's humid and grody outside. So it's just going to be later anyway. So I was able to finally give my daughter and her, well, she was going to take her boyfriend's Halloween present from me to him today because she didn't go to school yesterday. But it was the little, I made them monster kits too, but I gave them 2 different colors of Play-Dohs. And then I gave them a bubble tape that had like a mummy on it because the tradition for my daughter's like stocking stuffers every year since she was able to chew gum, so like school age, has always been to get a roll of bubble tape, like a seasonal roll of bubble tape. Well, they had Halloween bubble tape this year, and I'm like, yeah, I've got to get that and put that in her monster kit because that's super cool. So also I got her the Hocus Pocus movie on DVD because that's one of her favorite Halloween movies, and we had a really hard time finding it on the cable this year for some reason. It's on like the ABC Families, however many days of Halloween, 13 days of Halloween, but we had a hard time finding it. So we did finally find it, and she recorded it on the DVR. But then with the DVD, she can watch it in her room. She could watch it at someone else's house, so that'll be really versatile. And then I got her something else too, and I don't want to share it in case she sees this before she sees the thing, but I'll try to talk about it later, like maybe when I get home and I give it to her. But I got her something else, and it wasn't going to be here till today. But, you know, it's okay. She'll still like it, and she might still do something with it. So that's going to be cool. So I hope her boyfriend liked his little monster kit. They can probably make them together. That would be cute. Oh, goodness. I got through everything that I had planned today. I just didn't get as far with the math lesson as I had hoped. But I think tomorrow when we talk about it again, they're not going to be coming off Halloween trick-or-treating candy craziness. And hopefully they'll go to bed at a normal time and have a normal evening. And they only have 1 book to read tonight. That's the only homework they have. And then I lost my train of thought. Oh yes, math. Maybe I'm blocking it out because it's traumatic for me. Anyway, with the math I showed you, I was going to use those little 10 frame things again. Ow, fell off the desk. And a little boy's little snack size Skittles that he brought, that won't be our snack. That'll just be like a treat that goes along with our math. So they'll have a regular snack. So I'll probably give them like cheese crackers because that would kind of counteract some of the sugar of the Skittles. Yeah, because you know they're going to want to eat them all, which is okay. A little bit's okay. And we have math enough in front of lunch that it doesn't affect their lunch appetite at all. Like at all. Doesn't faze them a bit. So I think that'll be a good plan for doing that. And I do have goldfish, and I think I have 2 boxes of Cheez-Its and of cereal. So we still got some little snacks left over, which are good. things to have. Kind of sitting here spacing out because I'm really tired. I've been waking up like 2 different times in the night. I think it's because I'm not able to breathe very well, and I just kind of wake up like, ugh. So yeah, like around 1:15, and then again like at 4 something, and then I get up at 5:30-ish, 5:45 every day. Well, I'll tell you this, I wake up then. I don't necessarily move around then. I'm not necessarily up and doing things then, because I'm not energized enough to get up. I think I mentioned earlier that for my Power Hour Math Interventions time, I have some activities left over from the last couple days because yesterday got started so late, and then we didn't have Monday because we didn't have school. We had PD day. And yeah, so I've got like 2, I didn't do like one thing from one day and one thing from another day, so that can be a whole day. And then of course I didn't have it Monday, which I didn't plan for anyway. Whatever it is, I end up having enough materials for 2 days for next week. So that's going to be good. So I only need to come up with 2 more activities. And I already have them. I just have to copy them, which I'm going to do before I leave today. Going to be, since we're getting closer to Thanksgiving now, it's going to be this little turkey fact family thing. That'll be one of the days. Along with like something like this. And then, so that'll be like whatever day. And then there's another one. This is super, super short. Won't take them very long at all. And then this thing. And then I have this cute little spin and add game that I can throw in there too. So that will be like an extra. I think I'm going to copy this for both days. So we'll have this, and this one day. But it'll go, we'll do the fact family, we'll do the spin game, and if there's still time, we'll do that. Then the next day, we'll do the turkey fact family, the spinny game, and this scarecrow sheet. I think that'll be fabulous. Yes. Which means I need to make 40 of these, and then 20 of all these. I remember that. I'm going to go run that through the copier, and I'm going to be right back. Hi, I knew that I would have something about spiders, and I totally found the most awesome thing. It's called All About Spiders, and it's from Natalie's Nook on TpT. And there's a whole bunch of cool actual color photographs, but the thing that I printed out was this book that the kids can just kind of work on at their pace. And each page has something like this, but then there's also a page that you can choose instead of this where they have to write this part. For my students, I'm not going to do that. So I did the least work possible. Like for example, this page, there was another one that had this part with writing lines, and then they would still need to fill out the little pieces that go in there. There's some like pages here where you print the pieces that they're going to cut and paste in there. Let's see what that one would be. Maybe you just write them in that one. Yeah, this one doesn't have any pieces that are small enough to fit there. So that one you would just write the parts of the body, which is good because those are tiny little pieces. And then like the spider food, what would a spider eat? And then it's got, let's see if I can find the page for that. There's a spider food. Like what would they eat? So there are 6 pictures, but they'd only eat 5 of those things. Like would they eat a cupcake? No. Okay, and then there's spider venom, and that's the no tooth page that goes on there, which is cute. Spider senses. Let's say there should have been a page for that too. Here it is. These pictures, so they just put those in there. There's one for spider excuse me, spider eggs. Find the spider webs pictures. Okay, I've got the other pieces here. Spider help, spider food, spider eggs, spider senses, teeth. Oh, here's the webs. Oh, maybe I forgot. I thought I had these. Well, here are the spider webs, and then here are the spider habitats. I'm not sure that maybe the printer wasn't done. I should go check. It's 4:08, and I feel like I'm getting things accomplished. Okay, I have a to-do list. I'm going to work my way down it. So my first thing is send home and reread the book and work on a new book with a lesson that's tomorrow for reading groups. Send home book orders. I have that ready to go. I just need to do it. Plan for power hour. That's what my next thing is. So I got my spider stuff done. This. Okay. All my spidery stuff is back here. Try to get the right direction so I don't lose it all. I did not get to do that awesome spooky haunted house fact family thing because there was no time. Fact family go fish freebie. Ooh, sounds interesting. Let's see what that is. Game and recording sheet. I like it already. Oh, this looks cute. Oh, I lost it. There it is. I minimized it and that was a dumb idea. Okay. I didn't, well, I tried to shrink it a little so I could see the whole page and it minimized it and there. I need to just do it like that. Okay. Let's see what we got here. It's by Frida, F-R-E-D-I-A, Shumway, S-H-U-M-W-A-Y. And the graphics are Scrap-a-Doodles, one of my faves. It looks like you have fact family cards. Oh, some are subtraction. Oh, okay, these are the pieces of the fact family. Okay. These are the addition and subtraction sentences. And it looks like you have to... I thought I heard something. You have to match them to the house, I guess. There are no directions. So I'm assuming that you would need to print a set for each group. And then they would make a pile and they would draw from the pile and they would see... They'd have to figure out where to sort them, I guess. Here's the recording sheet. Let me see that. So I would have them put the numbers in the roof, and then they would make their addition and subtraction sentences from that, which would be something we've already done. Okay, paper tray was empty. I fixed that crisis, so the rest of my spider books can print. And then I get my fact family go fish thingy going. I think that'd be a fun game for the kids to play on Thursday next week, because I already have an activity for Monday and Tuesday. I don't remember if I found something for Wednesday. Grabbing some more candy corn because I can. Okay, I think I got all the copies run that I need. I have my newsletter ready to send home. I have my Scholastic book orders ready to send home. I have all my ducks in a row for fact families for the rest of this week and all of next week for math intervention group, and I don't have to test them because it's an enrichment activity anyway. I'm taking home that fact family, what's it called, Go Fish, so I can cut out the cards and put them in bags, which I need to grab bags for. Yes. Do that tonight probably, maybe. I could do it this weekend too, but I thought if I get it done, I don't have to think about it. I can make my lesson plans tomorrow and print them out and have them ready on my desk. Got my spider books all copied. They're in a stack back here. And I think instead of doing the sun lessons tomorrow like I did today, I'm going to have a couple of kids gone, and I don't want them to miss that because we do test over that. We're not going to test over spiders. So we'll do the spider stuff tomorrow while they're gone, and they can always catch up on that. But I don't want to have to redo the sun stuff. So thought I saw somebody moving outside my window. My daughter really should be here. I haven't gotten a text yet. I haven't gotten any text from her, so I'm going to get myself packed up. I've got my bag pretty much packed, except for my phone. And my purse is out. I've got my cups dumped and in my lunch bag to grab right here where I will trip on it if I don't remember to pick it up, so I won't have to come back like I did yesterday when I got up the stairs and went, oh. Thankfully, I didn't get very far. Oh, I just got a text. Do you want me to pick you up around back? Yes, please. So I'm going to head out and go home. So I'm just going to say goodnight here because I'm tired and I don't really have anything else to say. We're going to have more leftovers tonight. We're going to finish off the turkey burgers, finish off the french fries that are in the freezer. My husband got cottage cheese, so we'll eat cottage cheese. And I've got salad I could eat too, and I might make another thing of baked beans, and I might not. Depends on if anybody else wants them. I'm not super hungry because I made that peanut butter and jelly kind of late in the day, and it's really sticking with me, so I'm not going to have to eat very much for supper to feel happy. And I kind of told you what happened today and what I'm planning for coming up. So I guess I'll say goodnight and hope you had a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.
If you get 1 plus 1, do you get to roll again?
No, do that one. Go ahead and do that one. But if you've already rolled that one, you can roll again and get a different set of numbers.
Yeah, I got a lot of ones. Look, he's right.
Okay, so this one
I need to catch up.
What's this?
I got 3 doubles.
You got 3 doubles. That makes it easy, doesn't it? Because you just do it twice.
I know what 2 plus 3 is.
Well, I hope so.
5.
Because you have a smart math brain.
What?
Good morning. It is Thursday, November 2nd. And the first time I've gotten to talk to you is now, which is around 11 o'clock, because I just felt like awful. I just felt awful when I got here. I don't know how I made it here. My entire head just was killing me. I felt sick to my stomach. It was awful. It hurts to turn my head still. Light hurts, sound hurts, so just been trying to take it easy on myself today. I had the lights off all day except for the lamps. And then I had my board on so the kids could see to write and things. So far we have done a pre-assessment, writing the numbers from 1 to 120. I haven't really looked at them yet, but most of them finished pretty quickly. And when I walked around, they seem to be doing pretty well on that. We're going to use those results to make our next intervention groups so that we can work on that a little bit more. I finished chapter 4 of Go Math today. Yay! And the last lesson was acting out to solve a problem, and they loved that. They got to use Skittles in their little 10-frame silicone ice trays. They thought that was cool. So that was fun. And then they told me all the different strategies that they like to use to figure out the problems, the answers to the problems. So we did an acting out problem with the people, and I called them our pumpkins. They were the pumpkins in our pumpkin patch, and we were giving some pumpkins away so that people could make jack-o'-lanterns, and they thought that was really fun. And then we did some problems on the board, and I said, okay, so how would you like to solve this? This is one way. And I said, what's another way? And so I had students raising their hands and sharing different ways of how to solve it. And I said, you can solve this problem any way that you've learned how to do, what works best for you. So I had about 10 students share how they would solve the problem, and all of them were different, which was great. And they all followed the strategies that they've learned. Some of them said, use a number bond. I'm like, great. I said, also, you could use a bar model because that's the same thing. It's just a different shape. And they're like, yeah. And then one of them said, oh, we did a bar model today in our intervention group. I'm like, sweet. Another kid said, the one that came up with using a number bond said, oh, I learned how to use a number bond today. And I thought, yay, I'm glad, because when we did that before in our lessons, it was a very difficult concept for this friend. So I'm really glad that they got some extra work on that, which is why we have intervention groups to start with. And some said I could count back to subtract. Some said I could count up to subtract. Some said use a number line. They did mental math, tally marks, draw pictures, use their 10 frames. So it was really good. Some of them just said they could think it in their head, which is mental math. And also just writing it down, just the problem 13 minus 5 equals 8, whatever the problem was. So that was exciting. Yeah, it was a great way to end our chapter that was a little frustrating, a little scary at times, because it was kind of complicated, some of the strategies that they were trying to learn. And then I did the pre-assessment for the writing to 120. And then we had a little bit of time before it was time for library. So I put a 120 chart mystery picture on the board, and each slide was a different color. Color this number green, color this number orange. You know, the slides switched. And we didn't get to finish them coloring it, but at the end, when it was time to clean up and get ready for library, I said, okay, this is what your picture would look like if we got a chance to finish it. And it was Frankenstein. It was really cute. This one was a little trickier, though, because some of them, they had to color part of the square and round it off. And so that was a little tricky for them. They're like, that's kind of weird. And I said, it will make sense when you see what the picture is. But yeah, it's kind of tricky, huh? And they're like, yeah. I said, that's okay. This was just kind of for fun. And also to get them more familiar with the numbers on the 120 chart to help them count. Because some of them Once they get past 100, it's super hard for them. Like, they're like, how do you write 101? They want to write 101, so it's 1001, because we haven't talked about it yet. So that's okay. I said before I gave I was going to give 3 pre-assessments today, and this is the first one. Before I gave this one, I said, now, before I give this to you, I want you to know that we have not practiced this. So I do not expect you to know exactly how to do it necessarily. We're doing it to see how many people already know how to do it. They're like, oh. I said, so just do the best you can. But if you don't go very far, or if it's kind of tricky, it's okay. Do the best you can, and that's all I expect from you, is doing your very, very best and trying your very hardest. They're like, okay, because I didn't want any meltdowns, or I can't do this. I didn't want that, because that's not what this was about. This was a show what you know. And that's what I told them. I said, you're just showing me what you already know. And if you don't know it, that's okay, because we haven't even studied this yet. We haven't learned it in first grade. We haven't practiced it in first grade. So I'm just seeing if you remember from some things from kindergarten, and how many of you already know how to do this. And so I kind of gave them a time limit, because, I mean, really, somebody could pedal on a 120 chair all day long, really. I gave them about 20, 25 minutes because, well, I kind of gauged the class. There were only like 3 of them still working at it a little bit after 20 minutes. And I thought, that's plenty of time. We can stop. Because if they've gotten almost done, then that was good enough for today, since it was a pre-assessment. And really, if they knew it really well, they would have whipped it out a little faster. So that was telling too. If they couldn't get very far at all in the 20 or 25 minutes, whatever it ended up being, then that was, oh, you definitely need practice on that, and that's okay. So now my question was to all the other first grade teachers, are you counting wrong if the number is written backwards? Not if 12 is written as 21, but because that is wrong. But if a 5 is written backwards. And they're like, no, I'm not counting if the number is written in reverse. I'm counting wrong if the number itself is reversed. Like I said. I said, yeah, that makes sense. I was just making sure, because we have to score it the same way or the data's worthless. We're going to use these results to group our next intervention groups. And so that will make a difference, because I'm not going to say this kid passed when they didn't really, because they didn't write their numbers correctly. So, yeah. So we're going to be ahead of the game for next time. Yay. Our third teacher for intervention groups was gone. She's going to be gone all week because her daughter had a baby. But they had a sub for her yesterday. Yesterday afternoon after school, I saw the sub and I said, hey, how was your day? And she said, great. And she goes, oh, I just found out I'm going on the kindergarten field trip tomorrow. And I went, oh, well, do you know if you'll be here for intervention time? And she goes, I think so. I don't think they're leaving until after that. And I went, okay. So when I came in this morning, I saw one of the kindergarten teachers and I said, hey, what time are you guys leaving for the field trip? And she said, well, the buses are going to be here at 8:15 and I think we leave at 8:30. That's during our intervention time. And I said, okay. So I told the secretary, one of our leaders of our intervention groups is going to be gone on the field trip. So we're going to be missing a teacher for a group of children. And she's like, oh, crud. I'll tell the principal. And I thought, well, she's not going to find somebody to replace her in the next half hour. There's no way. Because this starts at 8:15. So I said, you know what? Don't worry about getting someone for that time of the day. Only replace her if you need her for the rest of the day for whatever she would have done. I said, we can just move the kids around. Since we know she's not going to be here, we can do that. Last time we didn't know and it was a little hairy. Today we just split the kids up. I said, y'all take 7 and you take 6. Perfect. We just added those to the people we already had. So that worked out fine. I did a different activity than what I would have done normally, but that's okay. I just moved around how I did things, which was fine. After that, we did our math and did our pre-assessment, and now they're at library, and I'll be getting them in about 20 minutes and taking them to lunch. And I think we're having corn dogs today, so that should be good. I'm going to have a can of soup because my head is still just killing me, and I think that would make my head feel better. I did take some medicine this morning, and it's dulled the pain a little, but not enough to make it to where I feel well at all. Unfortunately, today was a day that my daughter had to be at school at 7 for a morning rehearsal for music because they have a concert tonight at 7. So not only did I have to come super early, we're going to be here super late. We will have time to go home in between the end of school and her having to be back for her concert Like, she has to be ready at 6:45. So we'll be back at 6:30. So we'll have maybe an hour at home before we have to turn around and come back. But at least my husband can ride with us then. It won't be two of us driving to the same place and having to come home in separate cars. Yeah. Yikes. Seems like everything falls on the same day sometimes. As soon as I woke up this morning around 4, as soon as I was conscious enough to realize I was awake, it just slammed me. And I'm like, oh no, I cannot feel like this today. And really, I probably should have called in because I feel like crud, like really bad. But I'm not contagious. I don't have a virus or something. I might have a sinus infection, but that's not something I'm going to give to someone because it's all in here. But just the way I feel. So I just decided I was going to be my own sub today. I mean, obviously I'm doing things. But I kind of changed around when I'm doing things, like since I have the freedom to say, hey, we're going to push this off till tomorrow or Monday because today is not the day for me to try to teach this to you. I cannot do it. So I told the students it's going to be a quiet working day, a quiet, calm, peaceful working day. And I need you to use your quiet voices. I didn't tell them I had a headache. I didn't tell them I didn't feel good because I don't want them to worry about me or to even think about that. One of our poor kiddos had a dental appointment yesterday and her face on one side is swollen and I feel so bad for her. So I've made sure that she's had an ice pack. Her ice pack got warm and then so we went up to library. When we went to library, I said, I will get you a fresh ice pack because I don't want you to hurt. So far that's helping with the pain and the swelling. And poor kid, I said, I think I might have applesauce that you can have for snack, but I didn't have any. So she had goldfish, and I said, can you chew on the other side? Does that bother you? And she's like, yeah, I can do that. And I said, and if you kind of let the goldfish sit in your mouth a little bit and get softer, and then you kind of chew them up, it won't hurt. So, and I told her she didn't have to have snack at all. And we use Skittles for our math, and I said, you certainly don't have to eat those. You can just save them or throw them away. I don't care. So I felt bad for her. And some of the some of the teachers were like, why did they send her to school? And I'm like, well, I probably didn't want her to miss stuff. So, yeah. And she seemed okay. I mean, she wasn't like acting miserable. I mean, her face is just chipmunky. But, the nurse told her, and I told her too, and, if it's hurting and this isn't helping you, we'll make sure that you get some pain medicine. Because, I don't know, mouth pain is one of those things that you have to kind of stay ahead of, otherwise you just can't really control it very well. So, yeah. Well, I need to get some stuff done. So, I'm going to show you my outfit. So it's going to be like 70 today. Like yesterday was super cold and rainy and gross. It started out foggy and yucky, but it's turning out pretty nice. So I wore something that wouldn't be too hot later and that would look decent. So this shirt is from Fashion Bug, which I'm pretty sure the entire company has disbanded by now. Gone. And you've seen this jewelry probably one time before. This is from, maybe twice. This is from Cato. It was a set with the earrings and the necklace. And then I have one of those lobster claw clasp watch faces with the clip-on back that you can put on there. This is a ring from Walmart. This jewelry, I think, came from Kohl's. And then my Alex Nanny bracelet. And then let me show you my shoes. These are from Maurice's. Look, they're so cute. They're red and black. Look at that. Just little flats with those speckles. And then I have some black pants from Maurice's and just a little belt. So let me show you my outfit. It's just a 3/4 length sleeve and it's got like beadwork across here. And then a little bit of a gather on the sleeve. And then I've just got this stretchy belt because it's a little big on me. Yep. So I'm going to go over here and try to get some work done. I think I might turn the light out too. But yeah, the kids some of them didn't follow directions very well. I see a school box and a Frankenstein paper out, which I told them to put that away when they went to get their library books out. So some of them need to work on their listening skills a bit more. I have had a response or some kind of a conference of one kind or another with all of my students' families except one. So I'm not sure what the problem is with that. I asked on an email for them to send back the conference form that I sent home, but it hasn't come back. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that. Thought I might go check the student's binder and see if it's in there. She's usually pretty good about turning stuff in though, so I don't know. I brought a toffee cappuccino that I made in my Keurig. All the lipstick. This was a cup that I got a gift card for Starbucks with for Christmas 4 years ago and have never used it. I guess this is a reusable cup. Well, it is plastic, so it's definitely reusable. But I guess you take it in and they fill it up however many times. But this is the first time I've used it. I thought, you know, I want to take this with me this morning to use for my drink. So I need to heat this up again because it's gotten cold. And then I've got a little bit of pumpkin spice iced coffee left. You can see my ice is in a glob, and I'm trying to break it up a little bit so I can get some more of the flavor out. Okay. And I'm going to try to find something that I can eat for a snack. Because I had a muffin, which that's just carbs, and that doesn't really help. But I needed something in my stomach so that the Excedrin wouldn't upset my stomach and make me feel sicker. Yeah. Here's the tests I gave. The fun part is grading them. Here is the other one I'm going to give today. It's counting to 120 starting from any number, and we just decided to randomly choose from 90. So I'm going to say, okay, count by ones all the way up to 120 starting at 90. Just tell me what you would say when you count all the way up to 120, and they just say it orally, so it's an individual test, one kid by one kid. So we're going to be doing that during reading group time today while the rest of them are doing their literacy stations. Then I have the place value assessment that I made 2 years ago, I think. So they just have to write how many of that would be. And on the back, if they can read it themselves, I'll let them, but it just says, like, circle the tens place, circle the ones place. Just have to follow directions. And then I just write when I assessed it and how many they got right. And so this will determine what group they end up in for interventions next round. And I've already made a whole other set of these because we're going to post-assess or do our summative assessment after the kids have gone through their intervention times and see if they mastered the skill that they were working on in the intervention group. And if not, they'll stay in that group. And if they did, they're going to move up to the next group that they're ready for. So we're just going to keep the same groupings, but move the kids around in the groupings because this is beneficial. I feel like reteaching some of the Go Math strategies was not beneficial, really. If they were able to add and subtract, they didn't really need to know more of the strategies, but these are beneficial because these are our grade card objectives that we want them to definitely know before they leave first grade so they can be more successful in second grade. So these I feel like it's worth spending our time on, so I'm all for that. So I'm going to check these. I already have a headache, though. Maybe today's not the day for that. I need to have these. Well, we're supposed to have given this test by tomorrow, but really, I don't know. We're not regrouping the kids until a week after next. So that teacher that was gone and came back on Tuesday, I said, oh, you know, we're doing this. And she goes, I said, oh, nobody told you we're pre-assessing? She's like, it was on an email that she may not have seen. But I think I hear my phone going off and I can't find it. That wasn't the weirdest thing. So my phone, my keys, laying on the rug on the floor. I went, why in the... Oh, because I was putting someone's school box away that they didn't put away. Yeah. Let me move this down a little bit. That's why it was down there. I can hear it. I can hear my alarm going off to heat my lunch, which... Ooh, here's my lunch today. Chicken noodle soup. And I'll probably just eat half of it. And I brought a bowl. It's going to be real easy to put it in here. And whatever I don't eat, I'll eat tomorrow. I forgot to bring the lid, though. Shoot. Oh well, it'll be okay. I can not make a mess all over my desk, which of course I did. Yes, I did. Great job. I would really like some peanut butter. You know, I do have those. I don't know if the Parmesan crisp would taste good dipped in peanut butter, but let's see. And I have some apples in my refrigerator, but I'm not sure if they're still good. Okay, there. My desk is going to smell very chicken noodly. I come back from library, and transferring the children from library to lunch, it'll be ready to eat because they'll have time to sit there and cool a little bit. Oh, at least headaches have to stop. Part of it's weather, I'm sure, and part of it's I didn't sleep well last night. I had just fallen asleep, and then something woke me up, and I couldn't go to sleep for a while, and it was just like, don't you hate that? Ah. And then I knew that I had to get up earlier because we needed to leave the house at 6:30. Because my daughter needed to be at school at 7. She was like 3 minutes late. We were leaving the house, and she goes, am I going to be late? Am I going to make it on time? I said, you're going to be close. She goes, I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, it wasn't me. I'll just put it that way. It wasn't me. She's like, well, you weren't ready either. I said, well, I was already out in the car. So I said, I was out in the car for a few minutes before you got a chance to come out. So I think that might have been the difference between being on time and not being on time. But whatever. It's okay. This iPad back here keeps making noises. So I don't know if it's updating or if it's not charging well. I totally forgot I had these. I forgot I had this pineapple stamp. These little note cards. Or not note cards. It's like a notepad. How cute is that? Well, that's what happens when you don't look behind stuff. I need to use those for something. I might use those for like little love notes to put in my kids' cubbies later. And those little stinkers have earned 2 compliments in the hallway from other teachers. They got one from one of my first grade colleagues and one from... That scared the crud out of me. They got one from the assistant principal. How exciting. And then, of course, after they told me that they got a compliment, they were all bleh in the hallway. I said, hey, can you show me why you got that compliment, please? Like, what were you doing? Show me what you were doing. And they're like, oh, let's keep doing that. I don't know if the turntable is off track or if the soup is bubbling up or something. I don't know. We're going to just let it sit there. It can, like, steep. It is almost time to go get them, to take them to lunch. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to show you the thing that I got for Caitlin for her, the rest of her Halloween treat. So I gave her some little Mounds bars because she loves Mounds. And I gave her the Hocus Pocus. Yep, there's my alarm for picking up the kids. I gave her the Hocus Pocus DVD. I don't know if I showed you that or not. And then I showed you the monster kit that I made for her and for her boyfriend. They loved it. The other thing that I got her was a t-shirt that it says, oh, look, another glorious morning makes me sick. And it's her favorite phrase from Hocus Pocus, which is her favorite Halloween movie. I found a shirt on Amazon that had that on there. And it had the 3 sister witches. It had like their hair. It had several different kinds. And I thought that was the cutest. The only problem was I ordered it early enough. And I have Prime, but it didn't get here till Wednesday. I ordered it like on Friday. With 2-day shipping, it should have been here Monday. Like 2 business days. And it came on Wednesday. I'm like, that is kind of poopy. So, yeah. All right, I'm going to go get my kids from library, and I'll come back and probably talk to you some more. Wow. Dismissal time was a little crazy today. I had 3 students who just were not following the rules that we have in place for the end of the day routine. And I had to call them to the table to lay their heads down like little kindergartners. And I told them that made me very, very sad. The rest of the class was like, wow, that's very sad. And I said, yes, it is very sad because we know what to do. We've been here for a whole quarter of school now. Goodness. I don't know if it's the weather change because our weather is so weird. Yesterday it was like a high of 59. Today it was 81 when we went outside at 1:30. Like we've got insects everywhere still and it's like November. Like what's going on? Crazy. So it's making these kids wackadoo. Goodness. I'm happy to report that my head got to that certain point and it didn't hurt any more than that. Like it's still there and it's not comfortable, but it's enough gone away that I could kind of ignore it a little bit when I was in the midst of doing things. So it's like now that I have a lot to think about, now I feel it more. So it's probably time for me to take more medicine. I am scoring my place value pre-test and haven't done very many. I've only done 2, 3. And out of the 3, Nobody passed so far, which, I mean, that's to be expected. We haven't even talked about place value. Unless they've been in my power hour group where we did double digit subtraction. We talked about place value first. So I made sure they knew what double digits were. But I don't think any of these guys were with me then. So, but if any of these people had the double digit addition group before that, then they would have learned about place value. So I'm hoping when I get through my stack that I'll have some that understood it. So far in my grid, I've got lots of names organized already from just the other 2 tests that I graded. So I checked the writing to 120, and I checked the counting from 90 to 120, and it was pretty good actually. Not too bad at all. So I'm going to finish checking these, and then I can get them grouped more. So I will check back with you later. Okay, I wanted to show you my daughter's shirt before it fell off the chair. So, oh, look, another glorious morning makes me thick. So that's from Hocus Pocus, her favorite movie, and that's her favorite line in the movie, and she does it so well. It's the character played by Bette Midler that says that, and she's got the funny teeth and everything. It's just really funny. So this is the Sarah Jessica Parker character, and this is the Kathy Najimy character with the purple hair. So I just thought this shirt was cute, and she was so excited when she got it. It made me feel really good because I went, score! I found a good present for her. So we're home. I'm here with Socks the cat here. He loves to hang out on the, say hi Socks. He loves to hang out on the banister. That's his place to chill out. He's just happy. He's a happy boy. I'm a happy kitty. He says, I'd be happier if you'd feed me. It's a little early though. It's only 4:30. So here comes Pikachu to join in the fun. Anyway, we're home, obviously, and we have about an hour and a half before we need to leave again for Caitlin's concert at school. They're doing their fall concert. Pikachu just took a giant leap off the banister into the living room. That was funny. Anyway, so we're all gonna go to her concert and listen to some cool music, and I'll try to film a little bit if I can. I'm sure I can do a little bit. It just depends on where I'm sitting, how good it will be. So I'll give you little snippets of the concert. That would be fun. We're probably not really going to do much of anything tonight because of that. I was able to get a lot of stuff done at school today. Yes, I used my time very wisely. So, but I forgot to send home the book orders, even though I scrambled to get them done yesterday. That's okay. I wrote it on my board. I wrote to send that home, the newsletters, and also to have the kids pick what they want to do for their Star Jar party because they filled up their jar today. So we'll be having a reward party next Friday. I printed my lesson plans. I got them ready. I think I talked about that earlier. And I got all those pre-assessments graded, and I grouped my students for the next round of interventions, which will be a week from Monday. So I'm ahead of the game. And I've already put my name on one of the groups. I would like to do the place value group because I have a lot of cute place value activities that I wouldn't be able to use otherwise because they're not Go Math. But for interventions, I can use whatever I want. So that would be really fun and help me use my creative outlet there. I think I'm just going to go relax for a little bit because my head is still hurting. I did get a McDonald's hamburger and some Coke because I need some protein and some chemicals. So, and I took some more Excedrin. I think I might take some more decongestant. Just drug myself up. Yep, so that's about it. So I guess we'll see you at the concert. Look at this weirdo. Yes, he is drinking out of his paw. I don't think you can see that very well, but I can get a better shot. Goofball. None of the other cats do that. I have no idea where he got that. I swear he watches YouTube while we're gone. Crazy cat. Good morning. It is Friday. Woo! See, Friday on the calendar. Yay. And it is almost 10 o'clock. I just got my kids dropped off at specials. We had our assembly, and then we were late to the specials class, which will happen every time we have an assembly, which is not going to be good. But I was prepared this time. We went to the restroom beforehand, and we didn't take anything with us, so we were prepared to go straight there. So they honored the terrific kid. They honored the good citizen for October.
And they announced all the people that had missed 1 day or less in October, so they will get to be in the attendance challenge. And what else? Oh, they drew tribal tickets so people could get shirts. They would win shirts. And I think that was about it. It's a little dark over here, but I'm going to try to show you my outfit. So I have like a tank sweater thing with little glitter things on it, and it's shorter in the front and longer in the back. And then I have this really long, I don't even know what you call it, a wrap thing. It has kind of baggy sleeves, and it's stretchy. And I have some leggings and some slouchy boots. And then got some jewelry. This came from Maurice's. This came from Kohl's. This came from Chameleon. I can't talk today. This was from Fashion Bug way long ago. And I think that's everything I have on. I don't even know anymore. I'm so tired. And I'm really thinking I have a sinus infection. I should probably go to the doctor sometime. I might need to end up going to urgent care. I don't know. But let me back up so you can see my outfit. Just a very flowy, big, droopy, warm thing. It's supposed to get to, I want to say 62 today, so it's a little cooler, which is pretty nice. And I can always like push my sleeves up if I want to. Yeah, that's about all I have to say. This morning we did ketchup and pickles, and I have on my ketchup and pickles board, choose 2 things from your unfinished folder to turn in, and then you can do the challenge bins, and they love that. I'm going to go grade my spelling test that I gave. Got that done this morning. Yay. That was the biggest accomplishment for the day, is getting the spelling test done. Now I want to grade it and get it recorded in my book and then give it back to the students. I remembered to put all of the book orders in their cubbies and a note that I'd forgotten I'd stuffed in my bag. Found it when I came home last night. I went, oh crud. I need to give that to them. So they've got 4 things I've already handed out to them. So they'll have lots of stuff to put in their folders today. So I'm going to go do that, and I'll check with you later. Hello. I just got my kids deposited at lunch, and they had some sandwiches left over from the field trip yesterday, so I snagged one of those for lunch. And they had macaroni and cheese, so I got a little bit of that in the thing. So it's going to beep in a second, literally. I think I have everything ready for Monday already, and it's only 11:30. I've got all my copies made, and I'm just like organizing what day they go in. My lesson plans are right here. Got that. And I've got my kids grouped for the round of interventions that starts in another week. Yay. Got everything put in the kids' cubbies. Yep. So now I just need to kind of get my things lined out as to what day they go. I don't know if I mentioned this yesterday. I have a student that constantly blurts in the middle of everything. So I made this blurt bracelet for me to wear. And whenever I catch him not blurting out when I'm talking, I'm going to slide a bead over. And at the end of the day, we're going to count how many beads he earned. And that's how many minutes he can earn to be on an iPad on Fridays during ketchup and pickles time. So hopefully, I talked to him about it. I asked him, is there something that he would like to be able to do that he really likes to do in our classroom? And he said he really likes iPads. And he's really super, super excited for us to start Prodigy, because he started it at home since I sent the notes home with the families. He has already started playing it at home. So he said, when are we going to play that? He said, strategy game. And I said, what strategy game, friend? And he goes, you know, that note you sent. And I went, can you show me something? He goes, you know, on the iPad. And I went, Prodigy? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, oh, yeah, we're going to try to do that next week. Because I'd like them all to get on an iPad and log in. That'll take a while. And then, excuse me, I think I'll just make them all a sticky note to put inside their lid, just like I have for their regular login for their iPad. See, now they're going to have to log into the iPad just to log into the iPad, so it's theirs. Then they're going to have to log into Prodigy also. So I think I will make up little things for them to put inside their not their iPad.
little things to put inside their school box lid, because I can tape that in there like I did their little passcode to get into an iPad. I really don't feel that good. I think it's time for more medicine. I woke up at like 1:30 or 2 o'clock this morning with my head just, my headache never went away from yesterday. It's still there. That's why I think I probably have a sinus infection. So I've been taking Excedrin every like 6 hours and a decongestant every 4 hours, because it's a 4-hour thing. And I took some allergy medicine this morning, but the allergy medicine is 24 hours, so I can't tell that it's done anything for me. But it's definitely time to take more of the other stuff, because it's totally gone. Okay, let me get that out. I hope that's warm enough, because I don't want to get up again, even though it's just right next to me. Nope, not warm enough. Hope that does the trick. We use these at home. Call them hillbilly napkins, because you can not cut them, you can tear them like this and fold them in napkin shape. So I keep a roll of these downstairs in our family room for when we have like pizza and movie night, and that way we have whatever we need. If you need to cover something up for the microwave, it doesn't splatter, that works great. If you need a napkin, that works great. If you need to clean up a spill, there you go. Okay, so after the kids get back from lunch, well, let me back up. After specials, we came back to the room, and the kids put away like anything they got from the assembly, because like the terrific kid gets a special pencil and a certificate, and the good citizen gets a certificate. And then one of the girls had flowers from her family, so she brought those in. And then we dropped that off, and then we went to the restroom and took a break. Came in. I put out like it was like hodgepodge mixed up snack day. They love that. I think it's awesome because they get to pick what they want. We had a little bit of leftover Halloween little pretzel bags. We had some leftover Rice Krispie treats, and we had leftover little Muddy Buddies, which is like the Chex cereal puppy chow thing. I just laid those out on the table, and I put the box behind it so they could see when they were looking what they wanted to get before they got there. I think it's hot enough now. It's bubbling. I don't know if you can see that, but yep, it's bubbling. Yay. So they got to choose their snack, and then I told them after everybody got snack, then I told them they could choose a partner to play a math game, and we played. They had a choice. I just put different recording papers, like the game papers, on the floor over by the snack table with the big basket of dice, the big foam dice, because they love those. And I said, okay, you can choose with your partner what game you want to play. You can play doubles plus one, you can play angry doubles, or you can play doubles aren't any trouble. And so they loved it. They're like, oh, yay, angry doubles. We love that one. Yay. Super easy for me. Hit copy and it's done. Because I always have dice and they just need crayons. So they were having a good time. I said, you can play that game while you eat your snack, and then we're going to do that up to lunchtime. So they were super happy. And they're getting fact practice on doubles without even realizing it, because they're having fun. Because they're having to roll the dice. In case you haven't ever seen it before, they have one dot die. Yes. They have to figure out what the number is on the die. Then they double it in their head, and then they color that number on their board. And then I told them they could play blackout since we had a good 25 minutes to play. They'd have plenty of time to do it. That worked out great, because my quickest ones finished like 5 minutes before I would have wanted them to clean up anyway. Yep. So I'm going to eat my food and take some medicine and possibly lay my head down for a few minutes before they come back. Hi. Kids went to recess. It's a little chilly out, so I had them take their jackets because it was only like 59 degrees and a little breezy, so that was a little chilly. We did 2 Kahoots on spiders, and we learned some new things. Did you know that spiders have blue blood? Yeah. And we learned the 2 different segments of a spider are the cephalothorax and the abdomen. And we learned that spiders are arachnids and not insects, which I knew those things. I had forgotten about the blue blood, but I remembered whenever they showed that. I did not know how many knees a spider had. Did you know spiders have 48 knees? And so we did the math, and we figured out that meant that each leg had 6 bending spots, 6 knees for each leg. So, wow. And I said, man, that's a lot of Band-Aids if they scrape their knees, isn't it? And they just started laughing. They thought that was really funny. So when they come back in about 2 minutes, yikes, time flies when you only have 20 minutes for recess. As I was saying, when they come back in, we're going to do Go Noodle. So I'm going to get the board back on, but I just turned off before we left. I forgot to print out more pineapple work cards because I just was, you know, not feeling it last night, and we had the concert, so I didn't really have time anyway. But we'll get that going. We'll have Go Noodle. We've already packed. We packed really fast before we went outside, so that'll be good. So we'll have about 20, probably about 25 minutes of Go Noodle time. That'll be good. This has been a pretty good day. Yeah. No big complaints. We did have a little bit of trouble with listening today, but you know, that's kind of first grade generally, and particularly on a Friday after Halloween. Yeah, so it'll be okay. Let's see if I can get my board to switch over for AirPlay. Hey there. Hello. So that was a lesson to me on keeping my door closed. That was kind of scary. I just had a woman walk in and ask me if I needed anything done. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Thank you. I don't have anything today. It scared me because I was talking to myself. That was weird. Okay, so it's time to go get my kids from recess, and I'm gonna go do that, and I'll probably catch up with you later. I did not get a chance to vlog the rest of the day because it just went whoop and it was gone. So I don't remember where I left off, but I was able to get everything ready for Monday before the kids came back from recess, basically. And then when they came back, we did Go Noodle. Yes, and they really enjoyed that. And then it was dismissal time. And then I started getting my reading group shifted around because I realized I hadn't done that. Oh my goodness. So with my new reading scores, I shifted the groups around to reflect the new different reading levels. So they're ready for Monday. I did not get a chance to pull any books because right about the time I was in the middle of that, one of the teachers came and said, we're ready for you whenever you are. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll be there in a minute. Because there is no time after school on Friday at all for anything because it's meeting, which I hate. There's no downtime. You don't just get a chance to go, oh, okay, now I can get something done. There's no time after school at all. You go from a grade level meeting straight to the PLC, and then it's time to leave to go home. So I didn't want to stay after, that's for sure. So I just finished what I was doing, put everything away, and then grabbed my computer, and I grabbed my keys and my phone and a notebook and a pen, and I shuffled off to the meeting. Yeah, so that's kind of how the day ended. And then my head is still killing me. I went and got a Coke from McDonald's because a lot of times the Coke will help my head. I think it's the combination of the caffeine and whatever else they put in the Coca-Cola. Seems like it always helps. So drank some of that, and now it's a little after 4. Now I'm ready to change into my pajamas and take out my contacts and like get a rice bag on my head. And I made myself a cup of toffee cappuccino, nice and warm, and probably about time to take some more medicine and just relax by my fireplace downstairs in the family room and just not even think about things because my lesson plans are done. All my things are ready for Monday and for the rest of the week. And I don't want to think about anything right now. So probably won't be doing any planning over the weekend unless I start feeling a lot better. I do kind of want to start planning for the next round of interventions. I'm doing a place value group, and I have some really cool units for that. From TpT, I have a Rig and Tunstall unit, and I also have a Choral unit that has games and things, which will be really fun. And we're only doing this round. Well, next week we're doing the same rounds that we're doing this week. So this is a 2-week rotation. Then after that, we'll switch to the place value group that I'm going to do, and that'll be for 5 days. Well, 4 days and then test. And then we'll have a celebration day because then it'll be Thanksgiving. Wow. I realized yesterday that Thanksgiving is 3 weeks away. Holy moly. And then, you know, Christmas is like 3 weeks from that. Or 4. Something like that. Super fast. It just, boom, it's gone. So, I need to get myself together for the holidays. Wow. They're fast approaching. So, I think I'm going to end the vlog here. I do have some footage of the concert. I did film everything, but I'm not sure how much I can put on here as far as copyright issues go. I think I can put little snippets, but I don't want to get in trouble for anything. So I'm going to try to just make little brief
musical interludes for you to get the gist. There was a really awesome African song that I just love. I love tribal music. And when I was in college choir, we did a song called Mother Africa. And we actually recorded a CD. And that song is on there. And it's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. And so they did sing a tribal song last night at the concert. I have to put some snippets of that in because that was just breathtakingly beautiful, I thought. And I love how it builds from a few voices to more voices to all voices. Just gave me shivers. Just love it. Just love it. So I will say goodbye for the week. I hope you have a fabulous weekend, and I will see you again next week. Love and hugs.